They can't stand your peace because it exposes their chaos. Your calm doesn't just make them uncomfortable. It reminds them of everything they're not. When you don't react, they can't control you. When you stay still, their games lose power. Weak people crave chaos because chaos hides their emptiness. They live in noise, arguments, distractions, drama, anything that keeps them from facing themselves. But you've learned silence. You've learned that power doesn't scream, it stands, and that's what terrifies them. They want to see you angry. They want to pull you into their storm, but you've become the storm. You walk through it untouched. Your peace is a threat to their ego because your discipline reveals their weakness. They call you distant. They say you've changed. But what really happened is you grew. You found something they never will: control. Remember, the lion doesn't roar every time the jungle gets loud. He just walks, and everything around him feels the weight of his silence. Your peace isn't passive. It's power under control. And the world doesn't know how to handle a man who's mastered himself. So they'll whisper, they'll judge, they'll talk, but none of that matters because your silence is louder than their noise. People think peace means comfort, but real peace, and the kind that shakes the room when is born in war. You didn't wake up one day and find peace. You fought for it every heartbreak, every betrayal, every lonely night where you questioned your worth. That was training. You had to fight demons no one saw. You had to stand when your world was collapsing, and now you walk with peace not because life is easy, but because you survived hell. They don't get that. They see your calm and call it luck. They don't know you cried yourself to sleep. They don't know you lost everything and rebuilt quietly. Your peace is not a gift. It's a trophy. You faced the darkness and you didn't break. That's why you're dangerous. Because now nothing outside of you can shake what's inside of you. Peace isn't weakness in its armor. Every insult bounces off. Every attack loses its aim. Because you've already fought the hardest battle, the one within yourself. They can't stand your peace because it reminds them of their chaos. It reminds them they haven't done the work you did. So let them talk. Let them hate. You already won. The war's over. When they look at you, they don't just see calm. They see a mirror, and that reflection burns. Your peace shows them the discipline they never built, the self-respect they lost, the control they never found. That's why they push your buttons. They need to see if they can still get a reaction. Because if they can't control you, they feel small. And when small people feel small, they attack what they can't understand. Don't take it personally. Their problem isn't you, it's what you represent. You represent everything they failed to become. You remind them that peace takes discipline, that peace takes sacrifice, and most people aren't willing to give up their comfort to find clarity. So they'll say you're cold. They'll say you don't care. But the truth? You just care differently now. You've learned to protect your energy like a king guards his kingdom. You no longer fight every battle because you know your worth. That's power. That's maturity, and they can't handle it. When you walk with peace, you become a mirror too bright for them to look into. They'll either rise to your level or run from your presence. Either way, you win. So don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Let your peace reflect what they fear most: growth. Stillness is strength. It's control in motion. It's knowing that chaos can't touch what's already mastered within. You don't have to scream to prove your worth. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Your energy speaks louder than words ever could. The man who's still is the man who sees everything. He sees who's loyal, who's fake. He hears the words people don't say. He feels the shifts in energy and moves accordingly. You've become that man. You're not chasing validation anymore. You're not competing. You're building. Quietly. Intentionally. Relentlessly. They can't stand your stillness because it makes them question their movement. You remind them that noise doesn't mean progress. You remind them that being busy isn't the same as being focused. Still waters are deep, and deep men, they scare shallow minds. So when they try to shake your peace, don't react. Smile, watch, move wisely. Because stillness isn't weakness in its precision. The calm before impact. They think your silence means surrender, but it's preparation. It's strategy. It's power waiting for the right moment to strike. Be still, be sharp, be unshaken, because only those who've mastered stillness can rule their storm. That's when everything changes. When they realize you can't be provoked, controlled, or broken, that's when they start to fear you, because peace, real peace, is untouchable. It's the loudest form of power in a world addicted to chaos. It's what separates kings from clowns, warriors from victims, Leaders from followers. They'll try everything. Insults, lies, doubt, disrespect. But none of it works anymore, because you've built something stronger than ego. You've built peace with purpose. You move differently now. You don't chase. You attract. You don't argue. You observe. You don't fall apart. You adapt. That's why they can't stand your peace, Tandora, because they can't figure out how you stay calm when everything's burning. But you know something they don't. The fire can't burn what's already become flame. You are that flame. You've walked through storms and came out steel. You've been broken, betrayed, tested, and yet here you are, standing calm, unshaken, unbothered. Peace doesn't make you soft. It makes you unstoppable. It means you've mastered yourself. And when a man masters himself, no one can master him again, so stand tall. Speak less. Move with purpose. Because your peace isn't weakness. It's proof you've already won the war.